This is Eagle Al, and today I will be talking about the Eagles. Don't know how we beat the Chiefs last night. I just don't know how. But I will say this: good teams find a way to win. Let's get straight into it. All right, man. We won. We won. Shout out to the people that came to my live, stopped by, checked me out. You know, first time going live in a long time, but a couple of you guys showed out. Salute to y'all. Again, checking me out, reacting. The emotions was up and down, especially when we was down 10, but we found a way to win the game. All right, so before I give my analysis of the game, just off the memory of my head, I want to give three people a shout out, just off the rip. Three players. First player, Devonta Smith. Devonta Smith, man. While AJ Brown was doing his thing, Devonta Smith was having some games where he was just off. Bad drops. Wasn't looking the best. But as game by game, he got better and better and better. Got 299-yard games. He keep getting cheated out of 100-yard games. But again, shout out to Devonta Smith, because without him, we possibly lose this game. And this is the benefit of having two number ones. When one is off, the other one could get on easily. And I heard that 41-yard bomb, Jalen Hurts checked out of a play and seen something he liked, a matchup. And he give it to Devonta Smith deep. And that's exactly what we did. 41-yard bomb, we go down, score, tush push, touchdown Eagles. But again, shout out to Devonta Smith for being on, because I start saying man, don't we miss Dallas Goedert? I still feel that way. It's just that we couldn't get that production out of that third or fourth option. We did a lot of 4 wide receiver sets, but Zacchaeus wasn't cutting it. Julio Jones, I believe, got 4 or 5 yards. He couldn't really do it. I'm not sure how we using them. And I kept saying, man, don't we miss Quez Watkins just to be the burner, especially how the way the Chiefs was bringing the blitz. But we adjust. We did our thing. But again, back to Devonta Smith. One hell of a game. Second guy, DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift was cheated out of a 100-yard game. It's no way you go into that game, that weather, and he carried the ball only 12 times. He'd be cooking, and then Brian Johnson would take the ball out of his hand. Now, again, is Jalen Hurts checking out those plays? I don't know. But at the end of the day, I'm looking at that game, DeAndre Swift was at 100+ yards. It was one of those games. He was cheated out of one. Even though he was cheated out of a 100-yard game, he still balled out 76+ yards, 30+ yards catching the ball. Got a touchdown on a ticky-tacky hold on Zacchaeus. But at the end of the day, DeAndre Swift balled out his mind. I got to give it to him. And lastly, we got to go to the defensive side of the ball. And I think you guys know who I'm going to say. Kevin freaking Byard has arrived. Kevin Byard, he was late to the party. He's here now. He is here. And honestly, I believe it's Travis Kelce's fault. Why do I say that? Travis Kelce went on his podcast yo, Kevin Byard, he gives me a hard time. He's still one of the few big safeties that, gives me a hard time. You know exactly what we did? Let's see if you're right, Travis Kelce. We gonna have Kevin Byard follow you. Make sure it's not fool's gold. Kevin Byard followed him, did his job. They had him all over the field. If you wanted him to blitz, he got a great pass deflection. I don't have his number, so I'm going off the top of my head. It was one where Patrick Mahomes was rolling out, and Patrick Mahomes had a guy open, but Byard jumps and tips the ball because he's still one of those big traditional safeties. Got the tip pass. We already know Kansas City Chiefs driving down the field. I'm oh, they about to score. Picked off Kevin Byard. Shout out to Roby, too. Shout out to those two guys, because Roby got a fumble on Travis Kelce. It just wasn't Travis Kelce day. That fumble, that pick. You know, a lot of people gonna say we won this game because of the Valdez Scantling drop, which Valdez Scantling, man, that was a horrible drop. I say we won this game because of the defense and those 2 turnovers in the red zone. You could say a bunch of other things. Those two turnovers in the red zone by Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce were killers. They were killers. That's how I look at it if I was a Chiefs fan. Of course, if I was a Chiefs fan as well, I would bring up the Valdez Scantling drop. But there was other things that happened in this game. They just couldn't get it done. They couldn't close the deal. And I was really proud of this defense. Very proud. Hopefully they could stay awake because you know how we do on other teams. We start playing lax. I like how they move Kevin Byard around. All right, so let's get into, I guess, what I seen the first half and everything. First half, disappointed. I was disappointed in the Eagles. Jalen Hurts, especially that interception Jalen Hurts threw towards AJ Brown way. I think if Jalen Hurts floated the ball up a little more, you get AJ Brown basically damn near for a touchdown, but you throw a pick. We was just sloppy, man. Brian Johnson play calling was so inconsistent. Like that second drive it worked wonders. You know, we was balanced. That's when DeAndre Swift got his touchdown. But man, that whole first half, I'm like, man, we keep in this way, we're gonna lose. I'm gonna lose because the defense was holding up somewhat, but that offense, we just couldn't get it together. Like we really needed the defense this game. We needed them badly, and they showed up. They showed up for sure. But again, back to the offense. Terrible. Jalen Hurts. His numbers look terrible, but he picked it up the second half. He's picked it up the fourth quarter, actually. He picked it up tremendously in the fourth quarter. I mean, fumbled. The O-line could not block. We needed production at the tight end position. Couldn't get it at all. And some way, somehow, we won. Some way, somehow, we won. Because that first half, watching ball, I'm like, I don't know how we're going to do it. So we go into the second half, draw the ball down the field, and guess what Brian Johnson called on one of the plays? A QB draw. And I believe it was like at the 15. I know we was in the red zone. And I called it out. I'm like, yeah, he's spreading the dudes out. He's about to call a QB draw. And this is about to piss me off. Spreaded the guys out, calls the QB draw, and we get the touchdown to go 14-7. I couldn't believe we got away with that. I mean, I know Kansas City seen that. I know. Because they found out this game. Jalen Hurts is healthy. I will say that. Jalen Hurts is definitely healthy. But again, Brian Johnson spreaded the dudes out, did the QB draw, which was very annoying. But we got the touchdown, so I got quiet. Fourth quarter, you already know. Like I said, mentioned Devonta Smith, went deep, goes up 21-17. That's the thing about this team. They are good, but they don't know how to kick a team facing. You up 21-17. You score another touchdown, you up 28-17. But we were so conservative. That's the thing with Brian Johnson. Get they facing. Beat these dudes. Really beat these dudes. But we almost had another Dallas Cowboys situation where as though we letting them drive down the field. Fletcher Cox get the penalty, roughing the passer. But we end up sealing the deal. They got a false start. Whereas I thought it was going to be an offside by Brandon Graham, and it wasn't. So shout out to the Eagles of wrapping that game up. Defensive side of the ball, what can I say? Sean Desai knows how to adjust. I would say that. He knows how to adjust. Now, was I really happy with the defense in the first half? They was okay. They held up, but that second half didn't allow a point. And we completely stopped Patrick Mahomes. Now, was there some drops? Yes. Absolutely. but the defense showed up because you had guys like Shannon Sharp prove me wrong too, that Patrick Mahomes was going to have a field day. He didn't. It was actually the run game. We couldn't stop the run, but that wasn't going to last for too long. Second half, we shut that down. And we made them one-dimensional. And I was saying, like, this sound crazy, but we got to put the ball in Patrick Mahomes' hand and see if he can beat us. And he couldn't. Man. So, again, shout out to the defense just adjusting. Milton Williams had one hell of a day, too. I forgot to mention him. One hell of a day. Milton Williams. Shout out to him. But I'm about to go ahead and wrap this up. That's just my recap of the game, of everything I remember off the top of my head. Offense, need a little work. It's just too inconsistent for me. It's too inconsistent. Defense, it's a bit inconsistent game by game. Offense is inconsistent play by play, drive by drive. So, good win, Eagles. Again, how did we win this game? I don't know. Don't ask me. But we won the game, and the good teams found a way to win. We're 9-1, best record in the league. But this is Eagle Al, man. I'm a